I'm Jadina and Gustav, but they call me Attorney J. Kershnik Karibal, who passed away November 2022. This has only been a month, therefore probate has not been open. According to what we've been seeing in Source magazine and a lot of different places, he did not have an estate plan in place. Him not having an estate plan in place, now Georgia law is going to come into effect, and being licensed in Georgia, I can tell you that the intestate succession, which is the state of Georgia, is going to determine that Takeoff or Mr. Ball's estate will go through this process. In Georgia, it's a spouse first, children, parents, and then siblings. We know he was not married. From what we know, he doesn't have a child. And then now it goes to his parents. According to some recent articles from the source, that the parents are now at odds. It doesn't matter if they're at odds. The only question that's going to come up now that there was no trust in place, where he was going to say where all of his royalties, his bank accounts, his investments, whatever money he have, he could have stated, hey, this is how I want it split. Who knows? He may not have wanted it to be 50-50 between his parents. But according to the court, at this point, it is going to likely be 50-50 unless the parents are able to agree to a different split. Because the court either tells you how it's going to go, or if everyone who is your heir, meaning we know his parents, because no children, no spouse, tells you that, okay, basically you're going to split it 50-50. However, if all of the heirs agree, which at this case is his mother and his father, they agree that, no, you know what, you get 60, I'll get 40, something like that, then they can do that as well. But what are some of the fees that they're going to have to pay? They are going to have to pay probate fees, which includes a bond, which is something that you waive when you create an estate plan. So for a lot of people, they say, he didn't leave a will, he didn't leave a will. But a will usually isn't enough, because with the will, you still have to go to court. Probate court is, one, expensive because you're paying all of these fees, especially an attorney, because you have to have an attorney. If it's a probate case that requires one, you literally, anything over $75,000 or more, which we know his estate should definitely be over that amount, is going to require an attorney. Therefore, they're going to have to pay attorney's fees, which is going to be tens of thousands of dollars. They are going to have to pay to appraise any jewelry he had, because you know those chains, those rings, those watches, they have to get an appraisal. You got to pay for that. You have to pay the court filing fees. You have to pay a bond. The bond is determined based on how large your estate is. So how much money, how much value do you have? They kind of estimate. It's not going to be exactly the right number, but you basically pay a bond that you don't get back based on that value. Now, what's the other thing? Also, because it's in probate, it's going to be public. Everyone is going to find out what he left, how he left. And you guys have seen in my videos before, I show you the court documents, okay? Because they're accessible. It's public information. And the final order always states everything the person had and who it's going to. So in this case, we know it's the parents, but we don't know yet, because the probate hasn't been filed, who is going to get, how much they're going to get. Basically, we know it's the parents. And unless one of them pass away, then it'll become even messier. If they don't create estate plans, it'll become even messier. But basically, who is going to be the personal representative, because that's the name of the person who represents a probate case in court. So we know with Chadwick Boseman, it was his wife that presented it. But with this case, is it going to be the mother or the father? Or will both of them get attorneys and the court say that, okay, well, the both of you are going to be personal representatives, which means that they have to work together to get his estate done. What are some of the things that can happen if you create your own estate plan? So if Takeoff created his estate plan, he would have known every deal he had. He would have known all the money that is owed to him. He would know all of his bank accounts, his cars, his jewelry. He can list all those things. Once you list those things, then you say who you want it to go to or how it's going to be divided. He did not have that opportunity because from what we know, there was no estate plan. Therefore, they're going to be searching all over the place. They're going to be calling Offset and this person and that person. They're going to be calling the record company to find out what all did he have? Which banks did he have accounts with? Looking for debit cards, so they can find these things out. It becomes a lot. And in the midst of that, they are grieving their son, the loss of this young man, born in 1994, this young man. So on top of all that grieving, they now have to figure out, what do I do with all of this? So basically, a probate is going to be necessary. It's going to be public. It's probably going to take some time to gather up everything that he had, hopefully not leaving anything out. And then because he's in the state of Georgia, he only has his parents as the second in line, no spouse, no children. The parents will be splitting that 50-50 unless they agree. So there's going to be fees. It's going to be public. And once that probate is over, I will be right back to explain and share with you guys what took place in there. Don't forget to subscribe to our page. Click the bell so that you will be alerted whenever a new video drops. Also follow us on social. The information is on the website, on the YouTube page, and it's coming up next. My name is Jadina and Gustav Esquire, but they call me Attorney J.